You're listening to the Media Man Dan podcast. Let's rock! What's up, guys, and welcome back to Media Man Dan podcast. Today, I have an awesome kick-ass band from Orange County, California. You guys need to check them out right now. They are called Against the Sun, and they are bringing the heat.
Good one.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my podcast. How are you guys doing today, and who are all of you?
Dude, what's up, Dan? It's an absolute pleasure to be on here with you. My name's Brad. I sing in Against the Sun.
I'm Alex. I play bass and I do screams.
I'm Connor. I play drums and I also do backup vocals, but sometimes lead vocals.
Hell yeah. All right. I missed the first guy. I'm so sorry.
Oh, me. Okay. My name's Brad. I sing.
Brad.
Yes, I sing and I play guitar in Against the Sun.
Brad, Alex, Connor. Easy peasy. All right.
Yeah, we all have really white names, so it's not that hard to. Yeah.
Well, I will say it's really nice that you guys are sitting in alphabetical order.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Okay.
Wow.
That's perfect.
All right. So, first question, I'd say this for every single person that I interview. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah, I don't ever sleep, but I guess I can't really complain. Like, I'm here, you know.
Yeah.
I'm here with my boys.
Yeah. We're doing great. We got 3 singles out this year. They're all, cruising along really well, and then we got next one drops in like 3 weeks, and then an EP after that. So we're rolling right along, man. It's
hell yeah.
Cruising. Yeah.
Whoa, your camera was following him. It's like it's got super
it
technology.
Tracks? That's crazy.
Yes, it's
Dude,
nuts.
the future is now.
Whoa.
Okay, that's crazy.
That's wild. Wild. All right. So, who are some of your biggest influences? We'll go from Alex first.
Yeah, I guess my main influences are like Slipknot, Tool, Slayer, Megadeth, Metallica, Bad Religion, and then like Parkway Drive and As They Lay Dying.
Hell yeah, love it.
Those are my main ones.
Perfect.
This is Brad. I kind of have like several strains of stuff. So I think my core is kind of like melodic heavy rock. So like 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, Seether, those kind of bands.
3 Days Grace
And
is
then-
the 30th
Connor.
worst band with the number 3 in it.
I love them. And then I'd say like I really like pop punk. I kind of grew up in a lot of that, so I love like Newfound Glory, Blink 182, Sum 41, all that. But then I also have a love for emo stuff. So I love like Real Friends and the Wonder Years and like Sunny Day Real Estate and stuff like that. So it's kind of those big three.
Perfect melodic mixture there. That is sick, man.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
So I have the best music taste out of the two. I'm just kidding. No, I kind of am more into like the modern sound. So like Periphery. I just recently got into Sleep Token. They're phenomenal. Like Dance Gavin Dance is another one too. Basically, if you're a singer and your voice goes like 4 octaves above its normal range, then I love your band. Let's see, like I Met a Yeti. They're a great band.
I Met a Yeti.
Yeah, no, they're great. They're great. You should check them out. Like Animals as Leaders. But I guess I also, some old school stuff, I guess, like, obviously Metallica, Megadeth too. But yeah, mostly modern stuff. Oh, and Avenged Sevenfold. That's like they're the reason why I started.
We see the shirt, man.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Always representing.
The Rev was like the reason why I started drumming in the first place. So
you're gonna love a lot of good things I have to say about that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Now this is the easiest question before we dive deep into the discography. How did you guys meet Breaking Serenity in order to end up on their album?
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. So that's through my buddy Nico, who you know.
Yep.
Oh, man, how did I meet them? That's a good question. Nico is kind of a part of this whole scene out in the Inland Empire, which is like an inland. Can your camera like?
No, I don't know why I turned it off, bro. It's so stupid.
Sick. Okay, so he's a part of this whole scene out in like the Inland Empire. That's all about like they have this whole side that's like super duper heavy music and then some stuff that's like heavy and melodic and everything. And we play with a lot of those bands out there. So we play with bands like Through the Oculus and Where It Lies and Desidera, Scarlet Siren. And so he's kind of in that scene. And I think he had come to some of our shows at a bar called Froggy's up in Apple Valley. And he just heard about us and met us and knew us, and so he wanted me to kind of collab on some of the songs on the record, and I thought that was sick, and I was like, hell yeah. So I just started kind of recording vocals on my own, so it was kind of the perfect timing. So yeah, I really, he's a great songwriter. Really good production on his stuff as well. So it was an honor to be a part of that record. It was kind of like a greatest hits of like everybody from that scene, So it was
yeah.
I'm gonna launch my camera into the fucking sun, dude. I keep turning off the AI tracking, and it's like, well, actually, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna turn on. God,
that's gonna be the intro to this episode. That's it right there. I'm gonna launch the fucking computer into the sun. It's hilarious. All right, but that's awesome, man. And yeah, Nico is a networking mastermind. I was just talking with him last week for the interview that we had, the 30th interview on the channel, and I was so happy that they could return for that because they were the first band on the channel. So I was like, whoa.
That's sick.
Wild.
Yeah, he got that singer from Eyes Set to Kill on the record too, which like they're killers. So that was awesome.
Absolutely. There were so many great collaborations. I don't know if you guys saw the entire reaction or just the parts that he was sharing, but like that reaction was so much fun.
Yeah, I bet, because it was like a who's who, right? It's like literally every song had some kind of feature on it. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah, it was totally insane. I was reading all of them at the end, and that's how he kept clipping it. I was like, dude, you must have had to go back to the end of the video, then take in the middle portion. How much time did that take? And he's like, man, I just do it.
Yeah, it's crazy. it really cool to like hear Mario on there was awesome. Anthony from Where It Lies is awesome. Fan from Scarlet Siren. Oh yeah. So yeah, it was great.
Hell yeah. And speaking of collaborations, you guys have Hoity Toity on your newest song, Happy. How did that come to be?
So I remember I met them like over a year ago, and I remember seeing them, and I was like, yo, if you guys ever need like a fill-in drummer, like I'm there. And I ended up filling in for them for a show, and then I was like, hey, it'd be cool if Shelby like just sang on one of our songs. So I just hit her up, and she was like, yeah, sure. And
Yeah, we felt like the coolest kids in school when they actually said yes. I wasn't expecting her to like want to say yes, but she said yes right away, and I was like, oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That is awesome. So literally you just DM them. You're like, hey, I want to work with you, and they're like, sure.
Yeah, and I think we might be actually going on tour. I'm gonna fill in for them on tour
Yeah,
in
that's right.
like a couple months. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even more
try to be a
collabs.
part of try to be a part of the community, if people need stuff and to try to help each other out and stuff, that's what we do in music, that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And when you have as much talent as you guys do, which I'm going to go into next, it's always great to see you helping out anybody that is on their way, started in the same spot as you. You guys have a great first sound, and I'm going to go through that very, very shortly. Once again, I want to make sure everybody that's sticking with this podcast is listening to the whole thing and not just dipping out whenever things get hard for them to listen to. Like, we're going to launch another computer into the sun every time you do that. That's what happens here. But regardless, let's jump into your discography. My first song, of course, is Getaway. And that was on the first EP called Against the Sun, the self-titled. How did the name Against the Sun come up, first of all? And how did you know that you wanted to only have 3 songs for the EP?
Okay, so
Money.
good. No, well, kind of. But, okay, so Against the Sun, we were tossing around different band names, and it was actually our roadie at the time when this first all started that came up with the name Against the
Wait,
Sun.
we had a roadie?
We did, yeah.
Why don't we have? Did we just not have enough money to hire a roadie? That'd be so nice.
He did it all for free.
Oh, okay.
So the roadie at the time came up with the name, and I thought it was like cool and edgy, but not like too edgy. So I thought it was sick, and I was like, all right, let's run with this. That kind of inspired the artwork of the very first EP. It's very devoid of color, and it has this giant black sun in the sky. Except for the shadows of the characters on the EP, right? Like that's where the color is. And it was sort of this idea that like you don't know someone until you can see their shadow, until you could see the worst part of them, and like you can only see someone's shadow when you're against the light, against the sun. So like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that was the idea behind it.
I love that the artwork goes with it too. I didn't expect that kind of explanation. I was just thinking like you said, like just throwing names out there, be like, yeah, that sounds cool. Fuck with that.
Yeah, it just it worked, and so that it was cool. Yeah, the idea to do 3 songs was in the very early stages of Against the Sun, we kind of didn't really know what this was, and so for us, it was like, all right, we're going to do one song that's kind of more hard rocky. We're going to do one song that's kind of more emo, like chiller. And then we're going to do one song that's like really pop punk. And then it was like, whatever song of those 3 does best, that's going to be the direction of the band. But ultimately, I think down the road, we decided like, well, why like section those genre influences off in themselves? Why not just combine them all? And I think that, I think the songs later down the line are better for it because it's more of like a combination of those 3 elements. So yeah.
Absolutely. My final note here was that the evolution of combining all of these genres together. I put let's see, power ballad. No. Okay. We went from punk rock to hard rock to alt metal to heavier metal, and then progressive rock to finish with Happy. I think it's a solid evolution so far. And let's talk about the first song you ever did. All right. Now, have you paid royalties to Blink-182 yet? Just wanted to make sure that that they know that Adam's song was once again taken.
Yeah, I didn't, but there were some other songs written in that era that were unreleased that were way more of a blatant ripoff. Like it was basically like I listened to Enema of the State for the first time and was like, I'm gonna write exactly this, So, but we were all 17 at some point, so it's okay.
Yeah, perfectly fine. I heard it instantly, and I was like, "What does that sound like?" And I was like, "It sounds so close. What if I change the key?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Adam's song, of course." But it's actually the happier
that song.
Yeah, happier type of Adam's song, I could say. The first to 11 version. Everyone gets upset if you get happy about that song because it's so depressing. But I honestly think that the arrangement sounds, positive, even though it's such a sad message.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge banger. I mean that was always one of my favorite Blink songs for sure.
I never thought I'd die alone.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, so that one had a simple pop punk format, and that was like you said, you were just throwing it out there, trying the emo, trying the pop punk, trying the rock. So we went to the next song, which was What I Have to Say. I love the vibe, and it reminded me, your vocals specifically, reminded me of like Dear Evan Hansen Broadway style mixed with
Ooh.
Hoopa Stank.
Ooh, that's damn. That's really good.
That's either the nicest thing you've ever been said, or the meanest thing you've ever been
I'm
told.
gonna take it as the nicest thing. 'Cause I actually love Dear Evan Hansen. I think those songs are bangers. So
Hell yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's a wonderful musical. Yeah, man, that's so funny enough. That song, What I Have to Say, is a total blatant ripoff of this song called "Good Day" by Angels and Airwaves.
Oh, see, I
Yeah.
haven't heard that band. So as soon as I hear that band, I'll be like, damn it.
And
He's
Angels
right.
and Airwaves, the singer is Tom DeLonge from Blink-182.
From Blink, yeah.
Yeah. So it's yeah. It's all kind of, you know.
Perfect.
Yeah,
It is the Blink EP at this point.
It is yeah, because then the next one is like even more Blink than those two.
Oh my God. Yeah, the
Yeah.
next one, Don't Pity Me. I said this one was a nice song, and I want to know who was the vocal on the final chorus.
Oh, okay. So that was our original bass player. Her name is Jennifer. She's no longer in the band at all. But she has a very she was the one that got me into New Found Glory and why they're like my favorite pop punk band of all time. So like her vocals are, you know, super nasally, very much like
Don't pity me with your goodbyes.
Yeah. But you know what? As far as pop punk goes, it's kind of beautiful, you know? It's
It
very
is.
pop punk vibe.
Yeah.
It is. I'm glad I didn't misgender them. I thought it was a dude at first. I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, who is the guy at the end of that? But no, okay. Well, she did great.
I really liked the song mostly because like I think it was the second verse where it gets to like yeah, dude, it gets like to that weird like, and then like the second chorus, it's like got that dance beat going to it. Like oh yeah, when I first heard the song, I thought it was like, all right, this song kind of fucks.
When we used to do that song back in the day, I wish we would have come up with the idea when we recorded it, but we didn't. But we used to add gang vocals. So when it on that chorus, it would be like the pre-chorus, like "This is the road you chose to take." We used to do gang vocals of like "This is the road you chose to take." So that was a cool live thing.
That would have been awesome. Absolutely. Yeah. But hey, you know what? I'm going to say that this EP for the first 3 songs on your entire discography is a solid 2.5 out of 5. Reason 4, because I always know the first of most bands is very rough. And to be as solid as you were right away, to be able to have that confidence that are like, let's just play around with that sound and see what people like and then go from there. That's genius. That's the best way to do things. It's literally how I run my channel too. Like, I'm like, you want me to react to K-pop? You got it. I'll listen to K-pop for the rest of my life now because you'll always be there.
Wait, I have a quick. Hold on. I'm noticing there's a High School Musical poster behind you.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite song? High School Musical.
So there's a couple. My favorite first song was definitely Breakin' Free. Like I was obsessed with that song.
Nice.
And the first movie was fantastic, but then the second movie was so heart-shattering when Troy and Gabriella broke up that I was like in tears in middle school, you know, as a almost full-grown man. That's how it felt in my mind.
Hold on. You two just don't fucking get it, okay? You two don't get that when I went through a breakup, I had my friend come over and we watched High School Musical 2 and I fucking cried my eyes out.
Gotta go my own way. Yeah.
Brad and I didn't watch it. Or at least when we did, we thought it was cringe. Like,
it's not cringe.
We were old, I guess. How old are you?
I am almost 30.
Oh, okay. He's our age then. I don't know why, but you know, some people like it, some people don't.
Because all the songs are fucking bangers, dude.
They really are. Fantastic production.
Well, here's why I don't count the first one as being like that great of a soundtrack, because they didn't actually have Zac Efron sing.
It was Drew Seeley most of the time.
Yeah.
He did good though.
Where's he at nowadays?
Drew Seeley was famous for the Cinderella story with Selena Gomez, and then he just like disappeared from everything. I don't know what happened, but he's got a good voice. I'll tell you that. He's like really good tenor.
Yeah, I Don't Dance is another great song.
Oh, that was
That
the
one-
best.
That one goes hard. And I've been really wanting to do this for a long time in our band. I want to do a mashup of Animal I've Become and Bet on It.
No.
Yes, they're in the same key and they work.
It
Fuck
does,
you.
but
Wait.
I don't want to do it.
Wait, 3 Days Grace and
Yeah.
Bet on It. Oh
Yeah,
my
and
God, I didn't
it's
realize.
already like a mashup. It's on YouTube. It's really good.
I want in. Let me add on the vocals on that one. I need to
Yeah,
make
see?
up for my terrible vocals when I was younger.
No. But sure, maybe. I don't know.
All right.
Last moment on the first EP. There
Yes.
are some fans we have where the first EP is still their favorite stuff by us, which is crazy to think about. But we had this one kid who reached out to us years later and was like, "Hey, like we've never met. You don't know who I am, but like this EP is the reason why I like started playing guitar. Like I fell in love with it. Like it's the reason why I started my band." And then we like sent him free merch and like
Oh,
signed
hell
merch and
yeah.
stuff, because like that's the coolest thing to hear ever. You know what I mean? That's
It really
Simon.
is.
Yeah, that that's so cool to hear. So
The,
yeah.
the band to fan like connection. I love a band called Seraphim. They're from Michigan. I got to meet them back in 2019. Like their drummer gave me a hug. It felt like the greatest thing in the world because I was already talking to them and I had listened to their discography multiple times. And yeah, we just chatted as well. And they were like, "Oh, you want some merch, man? I'll go grab it for you." And I was like, "Yeah, you got this EP?" And they're like, "Oh, the first EP?" I was like, "You have a first EP?" Sure. And they're like, "No, we don't have that one." I was like, "The other one." They're like, "Oh, yeah, Tabula Rasa, of course. Yeah, no problem. Let me go grab that." And so they handed me these CDs, no problem, with a covers CD as well. And one of the songs on there is their cover of My Curse by Killswitch Engage.
Awesome.
And it was deleted from the internet after that. So that CD is the only thing that shows that it existed. And it's literally next to me right now. So I was so honored to be with that kind of band. And I hope
Nice.
that fan that had that same experience with you and, just felt so special. But that's so cool. The first album too, to really touch someone.
Yeah, it was a really nice moment. That's one for the memories.
I have no love in my heart, so I'm sure it was a nice moment for you, Brad. I'm just kidding.
All right. Now we go on to the next album, which is called Alone. We have In Chains as the first track. I said we have a lot more vocal focus than the instruments, and you were holding out notes much easier. And it seemed like the lyrics got a little bit more radio friendly. We didn't have as many explicits as we did on the EP. There was an attempt at harmony, and I love the heavy kicks and riffs on the bridge and the outro.
Yeah, that bridge is just Beast in the Harlot
Oh, really?
by Event. Yeah. Yeah.
Should have known. Dude,
Yeah.
that was insane. You just did that with your voice like easily. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit. All right, now do the stage. No, I'm just kidding.
It's the one that we always talk about rewriting, but then we never get around to rewriting. Yeah.
But yeah,
Pretty,
In Chains.
it's pretty fun.
Do you still like that song still?
I really like that bridge because it's Beast in the Heart. The lyrics, I really like the lyrics still, actually.
Yeah.
So, I never got past the first minute of the song. I thought it was like okay, like like I thought it was just not for me. That's all.
Yeah.
So now I'll give it a listen. I'm like, what? There's a breakdown in this song? Like, what the hell? And it is to me too. It's like for that to be like the first song and the way how it started, I'm like, this is an interesting way to start an EP. But whatever, we all make decisions in life.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Some of them are not good decisions, but that's okay.
though are like I've been wanting to play. Well, we do play one of them, but the other one.
Go for it, Dan.
Okay. So in general, I have felt like you guys are like the kings of build-up. One of my favorite things is going from the bridge to the final chorus because there's always like a big surprise there. It either goes from like a nice soft vocal into a nice heavy vocal. And I started noticing that on each track as it was going by. And I was like, oh my God, I totally fuck with this. And oh my God, the guitar work got so much more complex and heavier as it went on as well. Like the production on the bass and the distortion, it sounded so good.
Thanks,
But
because that whole first 3 songs, the EP, that was all that. I mean, I did bass and guitar on that first 3 stuff. So when we actually finally got like an actual bass player and an actual guitarist, then yes, it got much more complicated afterwards, which is great.
Brad, you keep using the force. I don't know what happened. Your hand is just taking it.
Let's go.
All right. Next track is called Wonderland, and
That's my banger.
this one, I love the instrumentation, especially the riffs and the percussion. The chorus and added vocals sound strange, kind of like Sick Puppies with the Master of the Universe. I'm not the master of the universe. I've been turned the wrong way.
That's a
And
good
it-
comparison.
Yeah, it's like that got that minor key changed, and I really like that because it's different. It makes you think about something that you don't usually hear because you're thinking major key, major key, major key. But when it drops there and then it brings it back, especially the backing vocals, they really like echo that. And I was like, oh, I felt like Sick Puppies there. Other than that, I love the whammy guitar solo and the key change at the end. I was like, oh yeah, pop structure plus some whammy bar. I can go for that any day. My first rock song I ever heard as a kid was 25 or 624 by Chicago. And that is one of the most whammy solos of all time.
Yeah, I think that's the best guitar solo on that EP for sure. It's definitely Wonderland. Yeah.
I've
Awesome.
always wanted to play this song live. Like, to me, like, when I first heard it, I thought it was like, oh, he was trying to replicate the first album of Chevelle right here.
Which is totally correct.
Like, I was just like, this is totally the first album. And, like, a lot of people, including Brad here, thinks the first album's not good. But it's got its moments.
It's got a vibe.
It's got a vibe, and that's the vibe that I got from Jesus Christ, Connor.
Connor!
Jesus.
Guys, I know you
Yeah,
just
you're
had an
good.
earthquake, but can you please calm down over there? This is
Yeah,
getting a little
holy crap.
crazy.
Where you going?
Fun fact, that's when I knew for sure I wanted Alex in the band. I was literally telling Addie this the other day. It was like when you parsed out that was first album Chevelle, I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I was
Yep.
like, that's how I know this would
He
work.
knows
That's
his
like
music.
that's like one of the few bands that Brad and I like together.
Yeah. It's like that and Slipknot.
Yeah.
Is their first album the one with the red on it, or is that the
No, they have an album before that one.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so their first one is more raw.
Way more raw.
Like,
way
dude,
raw.
Like his vocals are like
Kind of bad.
yeah, they're
sometimes.
pretty bad sometimes. And
They're
like
from-
the drums are like they're too clicky and it also empty at the same time. It's weird. It's like
Yeah.
a weird sound going on throughout the album.
But sometimes the vibe hits where it fucks hard, dude.
yeah.
I love that that's the term that we're using. It fucks hard, man. That's
fucks
all you
hard.
know. The music fucks you up, bro.
It does. It's born hard and it fucks hard.
Oh, that's excellent. But yeah, I know Chevelle. Are they from Chicago? I thought they were from Chicago.
Yeah, they're from Chicago.
Okay, cool. I just learned Disturbed was the other day. I was like, how the hell did I not know that?
I didn't know that. That's awesome though. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So apparently David just like chills around all of our areas all the time. So
That's sick.
yeah, apparently he's a really nice guy in some cases, and then other people call him a total asshole. So I'm like, which one is he?
Dude, he's both. Everyone's an asshole at some point.
Oh, that's the truth. All right, so
Gotta
the
pick
next
right
track.
days.
Next track is called Song for the Week. This one was an interesting single ear sound in the beginning. You had that pan. It was like vocals on this side and instruments on this side. I started noticing it because I had to take my earbud out in order to hear my coworker today. While I was at the printer, I was like, I can only hear his voice. Oh shit, there's probably more to this. Let me go back and put the other earbud in. And I was like, okay, well, that's cool because, you're actually getting that, what can I say, solitary earphone feel. And
Yeah.
it worked. It worked really well. And I love the buildup and the really catchy chorus on that one.
Thanks, man. That's actually like the only song from that EP that we still occasionally play live.
And it-
Really?
And again, it always fucks when we play it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like because we don't play to a click to it. We're just like we're doing this, and Brad can kind of go a little bit more intense on the vocals since we usually will close out the show with it if we get an encore, and it's such an easy song. Like we never practice it, So
Yeah.
it's like, it's just fun to play. And yeah, I usually like when I'm playing it, like it doesn't sound good because I'm just playing as hard as I can. So I'm just like, on bass you're supposed to hit one string only, but like I'm like playing the whole fucking like instrument, and it
Yeah.
it gets the vibe going. That's why it's important to play it not correct.
Brad, by the way, what does the artwork symbolize for that one, this album?
That one was so we had written the EP. It was pretty much done at that point. I knew I wanted to call it Alone, and our drummer and bass player at the time just went up to a hill behind, like over by the bass player's house, and just took that photo, and that's it. Like there, because she had just gone through like a really really crappy breakup, and so like
Oh,
the EP finally like meant something for her, like really bad, and so it was like, okay, I'm gonna like take over the cover of the EP, and I was like, go for it, do your thing, and that's what she did. So yeah.
awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that she was able to vent through something because, yeah, breakups are tough, and it's always good to have something like music to vent to as opposed to other addictive supplements.
Yeah,
But
hard truth on that one.
on the next track here, we have Obligations, and I have quite a lot to say about this one.
Cool.
All right. So I'm a sucker for piano and ballads, and I'm reading from a script here, but I wrote, so you guys are like, this is totally scripted. No, it's not. Fuck off.
Okay.
So I said, who is the female vocalist? That's the first question I have here.
The female vocalist was used to be one of my best friends. She was actually my high school sweetheart.
Oh,
I dated her for 3 years in high school. She is now an opera singer. And we were in college at that point, and she was studying to become an opera singer. So that's why she's so good on that
yeah, I
song,
could hear that. The dynamics of it.
because
Cool.
she does opera and stuff, which so is great. And so I kind of like wrote it about our relationship.
Okay.
So it was really cool that she was able to like she was willing to like sing this song I wrote about,
Yeah.
us. But I thought it was, I think I don't know, I think I kind of flipped the script, so I'm kind of singing from her perspective and she's kind of singing from mine. And then like, I don't know, I thought I wrote it in a way where it kind of gives credence to both sides. So, I would hope that, yeah, she was cool with it. So yeah, I think it turned out well.
Nice. I love that there's a reverberation on the snare leading up to the guitar intro. Also, her soft voice is a perfect dynamic to be with your more aggressive, more powerful voice. And that's kind of the opposite that I feel from most power metal, because a lot of females take over the role of being that power voice. So it was really a nice mix. Also, the high notes seemed a little bit more challenging, but I like the intensity that you had at times. You went almost post-hardcore in one moment, and I was like, come on, bring it, man. It was so cool.
Yeah, fun thing about these vocals. So we had like back then we had like no recording budget at all, right? So we
Okay.
scraped together like maybe $300 to record all 6 songs. So the way that we did it was we just recorded everything in a whole weekend. So I had literally one take on all of those songs. I did not get to do any other take on it. Like whatever came out is what I had to go with. And at that point in my life, I was so adamant about not using any auto-tune at all. So that entire EP, there's no pitch correction, there's no auto-tune, there's not any adjustments at all. And that's why it sounds as raw as it does, because it's just like it's one take, no pitch adjustment at all, and that's what it is, So yeah.
AKA real singing. Real
Yeah,
singing.
it's what it is. It's just it is what it is. So, it's cool for that, for sure,
Absolutely, absolutely. And hey, you know what? You don't sound bad. You've had a great
Thanks.
voice from the first song. I was like, I'm gonna love this band, and that's
Thanks.
that was after I already had heard Happy. But for your first song on your first EP, I was like, oh my god, he's instantly this good. Okay, all right, because
Thanks,
some
man.
people are like, they get comfortable with themselves, and you were just like belting it out immediately. I was like, sweet, and that's why I really like that you held out a lot more notes on this EP as opposed to the first one.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Let's see. We had a very interesting bridge instrumentally, and I love the return of the rhythm guitar with the subtle distortion going on for the final chorus, and the heavier outro was unexpected. A great build up once again, and I love those kicks. Every single time that drum kicked, I was like, boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Yeah, that outro is actually ga 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 ga. Yeah, or no, that's Wonderland. There's a no.
Hey, I had no part in these songs, so
Yeah.
it's hard for me to remember
Wah,
songs
wah,
that
wah,
I
wah,
still
wah,
I
wah.
actually don't.
Oh, I
listen to.
remember now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. It's sick though. Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. That's one of the best songs. I mean, when I write a lot, I have a lot to say. Alone, the title track was next. We have a very raw recording to start the track. I want to know, was this made first and then released after it was mixed and mastered? Because like the beginning of it is like really raw, and then it goes into really good production.
No, it was all recorded at the same time. We recorded everything at the same. We just wanted the beginning of it to be just, I don't know, very sparse, very empty.
Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
it has more impact that way. All right, perfect. And then I love the chorus. It's very catchy, and the riffs worked well with the rhythm. I said it was great for fans of Tooth and Nail Records. If you guys know any bands from them, of course, Thousand Foot Crutch, Cutlass, like that's the vibe that I was getting from that song.
Did you say
Dude.
Cutlass,
Yeah,
the Christian rock band?
yeah. Their first 3 albums are hard rock, dude.
I used to listen to Cutlass.
Oh, thank
the
God.
first album, because it was super like new metal. Like,
Yes!
that first album, dude.
Thank
Their
you.
music videos were cringe as shit because they would do that like that headbanging thing, and it was just, you could tell they were like kind of posers in a way. It's Christian rock.
No, man. I'm just so happy that you know that, because most people are like the what Faith Can Do song. I'm like, please stop saying that they are just Christian contemporary music. No, they were
No,
so good as a rock
That first
band.
album, like, dude, like that was a great album. It's
Yes.
actually a really good listen. The production, it's very 2001,
Uh-huh.
but it goes way too deep 2001. So like
Now I need to hear this at some point.
They used everything that was hot at the time, but they used a little bit too much.
Oh yeah,
At the same time, like, dude, it was good. It was good shit. It was like it's almost like they were like a Puddle of Mud type band.
oh
'Cause that
definitely.
That
Except
Puddle of
for-
Mud album was really good. The first album.
I like the
Yeah, except for I would like Cutlass's vocals any day, especially thanks to that Puddle of Mud cover of Nirvana.
Thousand Foot Crutch has some bangers too.
I love
that's a
TFK.
sleeper hit. Yeah, they're really killer. I used to be into them in like freshman year of high school.
Hell yeah. So you guys can definitely hear what I'm hearing then on that
Totally.
track. It's so 2000s, and I love that. The next track we have is called Without You, and this one has more raw and a somber like feel to it. And I love the plucking guitar work that comes in. I think it's like halfway through the song, and there's a lot of rhythm with the guitar work as well. The vocals seemed a little less show-offy, to the point that the chorus had some nice harmonies that actually made it stand out a lot more. And that's what I really go for. I'm a big vocalist. I always try to focus on that. I learned it in school and stuff like that, but I just love singing. All right. So for the end of this song, there's a build-up at the end, which is just amazing. And that's where I started noticing that was going to be a theme that I was looking forward to. And that's something that I really like about your band. Like I said, you guys are the king of build-ups. When it comes to the end of your song, you just don't know where it's going to go. And there's so many like twists and turns to get there, especially on the newer tracks, which we'll get to. But the more full and complete feel and the love that I have for your falsetto or head voice, man. Oh, I was so happy to hear it. I was like, okay, this is the first track where we do it. I'm totally down. I want to hear more.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I totally even forgot I did falsetto on there. But yeah, I think it sounds really good. Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Do you plan on doing anything like acoustic so you can show off more of that softer side?
Connor does some falsetto.
I do some falsetto like on Happy.
Yeah.
That's actually me on lead vocals on Happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
and
I should have noticed that.
Yeah, well, you have like a good singer. You have a good singer like Brad, and then you have me who does a shitty Tom DeLonge impression. So there's definitely a difference there. But yeah, I feel like my falsetto at least is like one of the stronger aspects of my singing voice. But yeah, I thought that Happy at least needed that.
Perfect. Yeah, no, it works. And you guys were just showing it off in the story today on Instagram, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always good to give shout outs where the credit should be due. Next track that we have, what do we have here? Am I on the album already? I am. Oh my God. So the first time, this is going to be a weird thing. You guys have the singles in order by release date. So I followed that and I ended up hearing Falling Apart before I heard the album. So I was like, oh, here it is again. I was like, is this like a newer version of it? I think that some parts are produced like in a more like full way, but at the same time, I'm like, I know the song already, and it's one of my favorite songs. Truly one of my favorite songs in your whole discography.
Thanks. Yeah, Falling Apart was
Isn't that just my curse?
yeah,
Isn't that just-
that's the joke everyone makes.
we just wrote my
My
curse,
Curse.
part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. But no, I'm really glad you like it. Yeah, so Falling Apart, we did it with a certain version of this band in 2018, and then we wanted to put it on the EP, so we actually just re-recorded all of the instrumentals, but all of the vocals are the same, except that Alex is doing the screams instead of me. So in that 2018 version, I'm doing the
I
screams.
didn't know you did that.
Yep.
Oh, it's cool.
Thanks.
I think
So-
you need to scream more.
Thanks.
Is the vocal the only thing that changed? I thought we heard some different guitar as well.
The clean vocals are the only thing that did not change.
Oh, they did
Everything else
not
got
change.
re-recorded for the EP that came out last year.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, yeah, the backing vocals for the intro to that song was totally different from the original.
Totally different.
And it works. Oh my God, so much better, so much more full, so much like just production overall. I'm a big sucker for great production. I just literally made a playlist of like my favorite producers. It goes on too long, so I have to make another one.
And I'm not sure if you guys know, but that last scream, the falling apart, is actually both you and I.
Oh, I didn't know
Your part is still in there.
Oh, that's
You can you can tell it's got that like that like super whatever you were doing at the time.
Oh, it's time to wake up.
Breathy
it's not
fry
that
scream.
Oh,
But yeah, like for me, like that was like when I joined the when I auditioned for the band, that was the first song I listened to because it was like it had like 3,000 like listens. It was the most popular song at the time, and I knew right away. I was like, yeah, this is my band. I'm doing it.
you know,
Hell
it's
yeah,
funny,
man.
That's how I felt too.
Yep.
Like when I joined, literally, like I found them through Craigslist actually, and I literally found your guys' ad like a minute after it was posted, and then yeah, it was literally like 1 minute after it was posted, and then I listened to Falling Apart. I was like, yeah, that's my band. I'm gonna do it.
Shout out to Craigslist for pushing more. Like that is the most insane push I've ever heard. YouTube doesn't push shit, and neither do any other like main like I don't know Rumble, Twitch. Like they don't push any new creators, and you found his ad instantly.
I found yeah.
That's
Well,
so
I shouldn't
crazy.
take all the credit. It was actually my mom was helping. My mom was helping me find bands because I had just gotten out of like a pretty toxic band, and I was like, oh, you know, might as well find something new.
I found the band through Craigslist too.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
What's
Yeah, you-
Brad's story?
advertising for the win.
Dude, so all three of us, so yeah, like Brad here has been with the band like since the start,
From the start, yeah.
and all three of us found the band through Craigslist.
Yeah.
That is,
Amazing.
like honestly, that is the best way to find a band.
Oh, it
you, like,
is.
unless you know people, that's like if you're trying to just go into a different route or just go a whole like just new avenue. Like I want to get out of this scene, or I'm moving out of town and I want to get into band like in Chicago, you know, like you don't
Yeah.
know anyone, you just go on Craigslist and you'll find a band.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I've found some pretty cool bands. Like I played in this band called Sticky Doll, and they're like a desert punk band.
What does
but-
desert punk sound like?
It's like if you took like Queens of the Stone Age, like at least like the earlier stuff, but just made it punk.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's got that like it's got desert qualities, but it's also kind of like a TSOL or like X.
You showed me this band, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like a older couple.
yeah.
Yeah.
They do like a Royal Blood type thing where like
Mhm.
he has his bass going through a guitar amp and bass amp.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sick.
remember that.
Yeah, and it was a great gig. They paid me like $100 per show.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's great money.
Yeah, I don't know why I stopped, but yeah, if you guys check them out, they're pretty cool.
Awesome. He's promoting old bands.
Yeah.
Anyone else got any shout outs?
Yeah, +1. It's called
Plus
it's-
plus
it-
one.
It's called. This is the band I was in when I joined Against the Sun.
Wait, hold
and
on.
this-
Is any connection to Faith Plus One? Just making
No.
sure.
That's so fucking funny.
No. It was literally just a play on words of +44.
Okay.
Fuck, what's his name? Mark Hoppus's like
That's
side
not
project.
that's not even a play on words. It's just like +44 +1. That's not
but-
even a play on words, you
Well, no,
idiot.
not play on words, but you know what I mean. It was just like
yeah,
we were
that's
like,
yeah. we
that's
heard
cool,
plus
that's a
44
cool-
and we're
that's a
like,
cool
we should
name.
do plus number 2.
No, but like no. But here's the funny thing though.
Oh,
We-
his-
we-
oh,
we
is this
spelled
where it
it-
gets
we
funny?
spelled it weird. We spelled it weird.
Okay,
It was P1US. That's how you spell +1.
that's kind of cool.
Our logo was sick. Our
Yeah.
logo was fucking sick. Yeah, if you check us out, we got 1 monthly listener. Every song has less than 1,000 listens.
Oh, hey, and also while I'm at it, you guys should check out Father Daughter Dance.
God.
It's actually this band behind us. I have a band with me and my dad, and then my friend Travis and his dad,
Okay.
and we cross dress because there's no daughters. So just check us out.
Twisted Sister 2.0.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
let's move on.
Sorry. We just wanted to talk about better bands.
No, the +1 sounds hilarious. I thought it was gonna be a boy band or something, and then you were gonna tell me that like
all
you
it-
do
it
the
was just me,
point
it was
and
just-
the grabs and all of that shit.
It's me and my best friend, and he programmed all the drums. I literally just did my vocals and bass while he did everything else. And we did play 3 shows. We eventually had a drummer, and every show we were on the verge of blacked out, like drunk. And it was a fun fucking time.
I
It's just your
would
typical
imagine.
pop punk band.
Exactly. It was rock and roll, baby.
All right.
Anyways,
What were we on? Falling Apart?
yeah.
All right. I said that I love the improvement of the production, very clean, and the screams. Oh my God, yes. Love the atmosphere on the track. The distorted bass is a great touch. Absolutely solid song. So much improvement overall, and the heavy riffs at the end work perfectly. Love the build-ups as always, and the extra vocals for the finale and the return to that scream. Perfect.
Thanks,
Hell
man.
yeah.
That was my first experience with just the single. So hearing it again, I was like, this is even better.
It's funny on that Truth's Wake EP. We didn't use any samples for the drums. Those are like, I mean, obviously we have like compression, EQ, and stuff, but those are all pretty much raw tones from the drums.
Yeah, there's not even a single trigger at all.
Yep.
There's not any trigger at all. There's no amount of samples added to the sound whatsoever. It's the exact sound that we captured in the room.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm out of order. My bad.
Yeah,
My bad.
sorry.
I was thinking, no, I saw Truth's Wake, and I was like, fuck, my notes didn't update. All right, we're on the wrong song still. It's okay. Next one we're gonna go into is One More Time, and we'll go back to I have more notes on it down the line because I did return back to it, and I wanted to
Okay.
make sure that I added any extra things that I wanted to say about that amazing.
You're so
song.
thorough, Dan. I love this. I love
Oh,
it so much.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're-
dude, I was binging like crazy. My boss wasn't at work, so I was just like, notes.
That's awesome.
All right, one more time.
One more time.
More time. All right. Very different tempo. Very very power metal. This one felt like a completely different band, and it has a melodic keyboard following the guitar, or they're like in sync with each other, and the percussion had this boost to the volume. Actually, no, sorry, I had to boost the volume a little bit to get more of an effect from this song. It worked better in my car than it did through headphones. I'll tell you that. I think it's just Spotify. Spotify does
Wait,
that.
did you send him the cursed?
No.
You should. You should. So wait, it was one more time, right?
It was.
Okay, so they this is obviously before I joined the band, but they were gonna get that song produced by who was it?
It was David Dominguez. He worked on the Pinkerton album from Weezer, and he also worked on "Break the Cycle" by Stained, and he worked on the first Infest record from Papa Roach.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, so you would think
You would
you
think.
would think that this is gonna be slam dunk, swish, boom, but
It was the worst
eight-
song we
eight-
ever recorded.
$800 later, I'll send it to
It
you.
was
It's-
so bad we never released it.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's one of those things where it's like you got fucking scammed. You got
We got
fucked so hard.
so that's why we had to re-record it and release it like later, which is the version that you heard. You heard
Yeah.
the
It-
redone version.
It's perfect the way that it is because it actually flows pretty well with the other songs. I think these are still on the singles before we get to the Truth's Wake or Truth's, sorry. Yeah, Truth's Wake.
Yep.
So I loved it regardless. I think that the last track to get the full effect of the production, what did I say? Love the subtle screams under the cleans, and the percussion kicks ass, and such a great drummer, especially before the bridge, like Jimmy the Rev Fast. That's
Thanks,
an
man.
actual compliment that I put on there. And then I said, great catchy chorus, relatable lyrics. This is the first time I actually listened to the lyrics. The other times I was just like production, vocals, it's very hard for anybody to pick that stuff up immediately. We're not all Anthony Fantano. And I said,
That's funny.
You don't even
kick-ass
watch
keychain.
Anthony
Yes, I
Fantano.
do.
When?
Literally like a month ago.
Oh,
Literally at our last FTG show. So shush.
you're a melon.
Go ahead.
I said, I love the key change for the final chorus, and I love the
Thanks.
build-ups. Once again, like that
Everyone hated the key change when I thought of it, and I said, "Fuck you all, we're doing the key change." And I'm
Wait,
glad.
really?
Yeah. Isn't that so dumb?
Yeah, that's really dumb. That key
Yeah.
change like
It's one of the best parts
it,
of the
like,
song.
It like
Yeah.
saves the song. It
Yeah.
makes it actually good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Actually,
Actually,
no, I mean this like it's funny. Like I wasn't on this song because when we did the music video, I was in the band because it's my first song in the band.
Sweet. So this was the
And,
first one.
It's funny too because like when I first heard it, I did think that the key change was interesting. It was more like I was expecting it to go into like the transition into the key change a little bit differently. But after a billion times listening it, yeah, it's good.
Is that what +1 would have done?
fuck +1, dude. Fuck +1. All my homies hate +1.
All right. On to the next track. It Should Have Been Raining. Love the somber vibe of this one.
Goated.
Very different. A lot more reverberation, especially on some of the vocals. I said that the reverberation actually made it sound like rain and emptiness, like matching the vibe of the title. And that's what I really felt that this song was dynamically stronger than a lot of the other ones, where it's just like I feel what I'm supposed to feel from this.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that song was really inspired by a band called Have Mercy, which is a really, really great emo band. So,
Dude, Have Mercy
yeah.
is so goated. I'm so glad you showed me them, Brad.
Yeah,
they're so
goated.
good.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to check them out, definitely. Also, the chorus is insane.
The chorus
I
fucks.
love this song. It is
Thanks, man.
so good because you're from that, like I said, somber and dark tone in the beginning, that empty feeling and all of that. And then you just have this soaring chorus, and it's so catchy and it's so powerful. And like you said, it's emo. So, I mean, it works. It's that My Chem kind of feel. You want
this
to,
also was like another song when I first joined the band that was like, yo, this song is it still is my favorite song that we don't fucking play. We never play it anymore, and it pisses me off because it's such a good song. Brad.
Thanks.
By
I
all
know,
the
but that song is also heavy.
by all the professionalism I'm seeing here, I can say that you guys are definitely signed to a very big major label, and I know that they take all your money away from you all the time and tell you to be silent at any occasion, right?
No, we're very independent. But
Awesome.
I really appreciate. I mean, I appreciate you writing the song. I don't know if you listen to the lyrics on that one, but that song is about my mother who passed away. So I appreciate it because that was kind of like my send off for her, you know. So yeah,
Yes.
that one means a lot. So thank you.
Absolutely, man. Also, I have a little bit more notes at the end of it. I said the chorus was amazing. So much improvement on the power for the held out notes. Also, I love the riff for the backing melody, and it just like goes throughout the song, and how perfect everything goes straight into the chorus, even though it's completely different melody than the chorus. It just swerves right in. Also, I love the bridge. Is there a new vocalist on this track?
Uh, we had the two vocalists on this track were the drummer at the time and the bass player at the time. So the
Okay.
drummer at the time was the drummer from One More Time. And the bass player at the time, he was on One More Time. He wasn't on It Should Have Been Raining, actually. It Should Have Been Raining was the first recorded track that Alex is on, actually.
Yeah. So like, I don't know about vocals. I know obviously Brad and Tim. Tim was the old drummer, and then the bass player is basically the guy that I replaced. Well, he quit, and then I joined in, and I was supposed to be like when I joined the band, I was like, oh, we're gonna be heavy, and they're like, all right, so we're recording this song, and I'm like, what? I was just like, what? And like, so I had to like, okay, like let's jazz this up a bit, because like obviously it's a ballad and a lot of open notes, like just ringing chords and all that. So that was like my first time recording anything where I had to like kind of improvise a lot of stuff. Obviously, I practiced it going into the recording studio, or actually our guitar player Brad's room, and yeah, it was that was my first recording session with the band, and it was like, it's probably one of my favorite bass lines, like especially in the last chorus, because in the last chorus is when I really like kind of do all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah, the final course is crazy.
Like I have to like actually relearn it every time because I never can remember what I did.
Well, the soft vocals were one of my favorite standouts of the whole song. I felt it was a bit more emotional, so I'm glad that I understand that the story is based in emotion. If you wanted to dive deeper into that, you said that this was written about your mom.
Yeah. Yeah, it was written by my mom. We did a lyric video for it that shows all the lyrics on the screen and kind of shows a little bit of what, but she yeah, had a very complicated relationship. She was a drug addict, abusive at a lot of times. And so there's that complicated relationship where it's like all that terrible shit you had to go through a lot, and that person was the cause of it, but they're still your mom, they're still your parent, right?
Yeah.
So it's like no matter what, there's still some kind of love there. But yeah, it was, I mean, the technique for writing the song was something I learned from studying a lot of and listening to a lot of the Wonder Years, which is a lot of skillful use of concrete details in writing. So a lot of the verses are just basically listing what was there and what was happening. So, you know, it was the 4th of July that year, and I was watching the fireworks show with my partner, and we had an argument or something like that a few days prior, and I thought, well, I should probably stop by my mom's place just to double check what's going on.
Yeah.
And so I went up, and the light was off at like 9 p.m., which was weird, but like not crazy weird, but a little strange. So I knocked on the door. I was like, okay, well, like, let's whatever. And like I could hear her dog, but like she wasn't getting up or anything. So I was like, okay, maybe she's in bed, like, you know, whatever. Next day, my partner and I were supposed to go on a hike, and I thought, you know, before we go out on a hike, let me stop by one more time to my mom's place, just to check in on her. And I remember pulling in, and there was a fire truck there and an ambulance there, which was unfortunately not a very uncommon sight. She had to go to the hospital a lot because she overdosed and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And so I walked up to one of our neighbors who knew her and knew our situation rather well, and I was like, "Hey Ray, like, you know, what's going on?" And he's like, "I think it's for your mom, dude." And I was like, "Oh fuck!" So I ran up, and it was like the fireman came out to me and was like, "I don't know how to tell you this, but your mom's dead." Like that, and so everything in that song was just that whole experience, which was definitely like the saddest experience of my life.
Like,
Of
top
course.
10 saddest anime moments.
Yeah, pretty much.
Way to make a joke out of it. I love it. I was gonna say in the beginning when you were saying like you had problems with your mom and all that, I was like, man, you could have been a great rapper. I mean, NF, Eminem, they all had problems with their mom. They all had to write songs. You could have went after that one dude that was supposed to produce your music correctly, and you could have thrown a diss track at him.
That's true. Diss track to David Dominguez.
We should, dude. I'm so down.
But in all honesty, man, thank you for your vulnerability on everything, and that's got to be probably one of the roughest things I've ever heard to go through. My friend also had issues on his own, and his parents as well. It was a very dysfunctional relationship, and there were constant fire trucks and stuff like that going to his house based on his habits of hurting himself and stuff like that. So I can relate in that aspect, but like losing somebody like that, that's tremendously challenging. And I'm happy that you found a song that, not just touched you in a way that works, but everybody that's next to you right now, like they joined the band because they could hear the musicianship, they could hear the story that was supposed to be told. And, that's the most powerful thing, is that you were able to vent something that really matters to everybody.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, Brad, this is a great song. Can we fucking play it more often, please? Thank you.
Oh God, I love it. All right,
Yes, the
last
car.
last track before we get into the big album. That's I'm just gonna talk about like Banger Heaven. Like that's what your next album is, man. It's so good.
Thanks, man.
Dead Man's Party. This was when I got off work. I got into my car. I was driving home, and all I was thinking was, this is so fucking fun. This is
Thanks.
like the most fun, over the top, exciting, super, like, just I want to jump up and down to this kind of song in a concert setting. And I was like, this is probably the one that they loved recording.
Yeah.
How was the recording experience for this one?
This was the first one that I actually recorded for the band. And yeah, this was just so fun. Like it's a fun cover. I think it's better than the original. No shade to Danny Elfman.
That's a crazy statement.
No, it's look. I'm not saying that Danny Elf it's
It's
like
a cold take. The original song is too freaking long, and it's produced like crap.
no, I wouldn't say it's produced like crap. It's like that. That's like saying Igor by Tyler the Creator is produced like crap. It's a stylistic thing.
Dude, no, it sounded. Yeah, there was.
Yeah, it's
other-
80s.
there
They
was-
didn't
there
know
was
what they were
other-
doing
there
back
was
then.
Other 80s songs that sounded better.
Like
Depeche Mode and Duran Duran sounded better than everything Oingo Boingo came out with.
I have to
Production-wise-
hard disagree with that.
production-wise-
No,
Production-wise?
no.
Oh, man, you haven't listened to any Depeche Mode then.
I
man.
have. Yeah, I have.
Dude, their shit is pristine. Duran Duran, pristine. Talking Heads, pristine. Oingo Boingo, it sounds like a fucking sawzaw's going off in the background.
Hold on. Would you say would you say that who's hold on? What's better, Oingo Boingo or a Flock of Seagulls?
I actually don't even know who that is.
The end I ran so far away.
So
Yeah.
I'm okay. Like I love our cover. Our cover of the song is better than the original. I'm also one of those guys that like honestly, Danny Elfman is way better as a movie score
Composer, yeah.
movie composer
Yeah, it's composer, bud.
than he is at writing music for his own band.
Okay. I honestly had no idea how much deep, like, this is you're listening to Random Debates, Unplanned Debates on the Media Man Dan podcast.
You can really tell that we all like each other a lot.
I can't. You guys are like bros, and that's the
Yeah.
best. I love seeing bands that act like family. That's the most important thing. Also, you guys game together, I would imagine.
No, actually,
No. We play Yu-Gi-Oh.
we do play Yu-Gi-Oh.
you don't.
Wait,
Connor doesn't play.
You never
Yu-Gi-Oh.
invite me. No, fuck you.
He doesn't
No,
understand how to
no,
learn.
No,
He didn't learn.
No, fuck you.
No, fuck you.
We only played it one time, and you
And
thought
you didn't pay attention when I was
I
trying
was
to teach
trying
you.
to. You thought I wasn't having fun, but I was because I was with my bros. And then you guys, you guys fucking hang out and play Yu-Gi-Oh. You guys get gay without me. Fuck you.
We have a
Oh my
saying in the
God.
band that's gay is good at Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
wait, what? The card game or the video game?
The card game. The
Okay.
card game.
Because so the original Blue Eyes White Dragon or like the newer version?
Oh, the OG, man.
The OG. That's right. That's right.
No,
Did you guys
fuck the
ever?
new Yu-Gi-Oh? Bro.
Did you ever play the PlayStation game?
Of course we did.
Dude, that shit was so cool back in the day. I bet it looks like shit now, but it looked so cool when you put your card down and you got to see the characters like totally battling it out.
Oh, it was the best thing ever.
They have a new one on PlayStation.
I know I have it. We've
Oh.
played it actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where the fuck was I? Where's my invite?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you couldn't invite me?
Sure, I'll text you the next time.
All right, thank you. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Okay.
What a loving family we have here. All right, it's finally time we go into Truth's Wake EP. Guys, this album is something special because there is bands that will always have that one moment where they're like, we've done good, we've done great, but it's time we level it up to kick ass. And this whole album is just banger city. I was driving, just blasting it. I was like, I hope everybody hears this and like just screams at me, hey, what the fuck are you listening to? And I'll be like, good music, asshole. This is so good. Like, seriously, there's so much great production, especially on the bass line and the kick drums here. And you guys just carried it onto the next singles after this as well. And we'll go into that. The first song, and this was the second time I heard it because, of course, I heard the single version, Search to Find. Killer heavy sound, perfect bass and percussion production. I love the guitar pan from ear to ear as the vocals come in. Also, I love the subtle harmonies. They work really well here, as well as the screams. Very simple and easy to follow chorus. And I love the harmonies on Guide and Find that you guys added there. Because, you know, you're working on that specific vocal, specific line delivery. And yeah, it just keeps adding the intensity from the beginning to the end. It's so awesome as a first track.
Thanks, man. We really
Yeah.
appreciate that. We still like to open almost every show with it.
Oh, it absolutely makes sense. I would totally watch this live.
Even he thinks it's a good opener.
Yeah, we just most shows open with that drum beat of the you know, it's a great way to start it.
I'm amazed how many things you can do vocally to make it sound like a drum. That's crazy.
Thanks.
Still impressed by the what was it, Beast and the Harlot? Like how the
Thank you.
hell you did that so easily. I'm like, man, I don't know. Must be slow. Either way, next track, Back to Ruin. I love the heaviness on this one, and I love the chorus so much. Like, this is probably the most catchy one and the most in your face. I said it totally kicks ass, super energetic, and super sick solo and insane deep percussion before the final chorus. This was great.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that definitely. I think when we came to Search, the first time we wrote Search to Find, which was originally just a series of breakdowns, and then I had to like figure out how to put it into an actual song. But like when we hit that, we were like, oh, okay, here's where we want our sound. And then when we got Back to Ruin going, we were like, oh, okay, like there's the model, like kind of moving forward. It has the heavy, has the melody, has the, you know, it's sort of, yeah, I think it served as a really cool template that we then kind of built off of. So thank you, man. I still really like Back to Ruin.
And I think for me vocally, like when I'm doing the backups, the Back to Ruin is probably like the most fun I have doing backups because it's like because Brad hates me and he likes writing really high harmonies. So, but this one it feels like it's like a good mix of like, okay, I have to belt, but it's like it's a comfortable belt, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this track also has some of the greatest, what can I say? I already said the energy is fantastic, but like it just has a good feeling as the second track because you're feeling like you want to continue the record. That's the thing, is like each song flows directly into the next one. And speaking of the next one, we'll go back into Falling Apart, which I already did before.
Real
But
quick.
yeah, go for it.
We still actually played that song second as well. during
Oh!
our set. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like Search to Find to Back to Ruin. It's just such a perfect like. All right, let's just go into it.
Yeah.
That is Back to Ruin is my number one favorite song to play.
Awesome.
Like it's not like tricky, but it's just got a groove to it, and like
Yeah.
just the little like all the little parts, and then the ending too. It's like I have a lot of movement going on when I'm playing, and plus the in the bridge or like going into the bridge where you just hear the bass. So live, I actually do something
Yeah.
way more fun and cool that I wish I would have thought of at the time when we recorded it.
Yeah, Alex does like a really cool tapping part live,
Oh.
and it
Like it's just like
Yeah.
heavy like distortion, and it's just like and I just do like the longest like bass slide going into the
Yeah.
and yeah, it's funny. The first time I whipped that out, I didn't tell anybody I was gonna do that. I think at least I told one of the Brads, either you or the other Brad, and
There's another Brad.
My dad was there, and he got it on film.
Oh,
and
was this 4th of July?
Yeah, it was 4th of
Oh,
July,
okay.
and it was like there's a little video on our Instagram or TikTok. It's somewhere. Like you gotta scroll down, and dude, it's just.
I'll be sure to post it.
Totally just like hit like perfectly, and now every time because my dad in the background goes woo in the background. Now this fucking guy goes woo during the song.
It's become cemented into your brain that way, is that there's always that backing vocal from your father. That's so cool, though.
Oh yeah.
And there's another track on here as well. I figured that out. I don't know if it was on this album or if it was one of the singles, but it had like a really cool like guitar slide on it. It was like really strange and like high pitched. I can't know exactly what that is because I'm not a guitarist, but the way that it sounded was really like high pitched whammy. I don't know. Strange and awesome. Let's see. Falling Apart. We're back to the single version, and I just had to say it the second time listening, even better than the first, because like you said, there's so many extra elements that you guys had added to this, except for what you say, the clean vocals were the only things that remained. Sweet. Yeah, it works so well, and I said it flowed perfectly on this album, and it's still one of my favorite songs, even though completely different version from the first one. I absolutely think this is an improvement on everything, and it worked so well. All right. Looks like the next track I was really happy about. I have fire emojis all over it. I love the return to melodic alt metal. I think that's what I said here. And the bass riff is absolute fire. This is Undone. Everybody go check out Undone for some fantastic bass riffs.
It is still our biggest song.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the big one.
That. Well, not anymore. Well, we used to play it every show. So yeah, but yeah, it's still our biggest song.
Excellent.
Glad you
And yeah, I see. Oh, wait, you're right. Wait, no, you have top 5. JAD is the one trending the highest apparently on Spotify.
It is trending the highest now, but the one with the biggest stream count is Undone.
I see that 53,000. Yeah. Great job, guys. That's amazing. And you guys are completely independent too, so you know those numbers are organic.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Thanks, man.
Absolutely, man. I love the background screams, and they add it to the intensity. Such a great, catchy, but still heavy song. And then there was one moment where I said, whoa, this solo is crazy. I said, was this freestyled? So whoever wants to tell me, the lead guitarist, it sounded like he was just going across anything they could come up with and just like, put it in there. I don't care. It sounds good.
So Brad actually wrote that solo in Logic first. He wrote it in MIDI.
Okay.
And he used like a saxophone sound for the MIDI. So it sounded dumb as hell when he first showed it to us. But then like he played it on guitar and I was like, "Oh, I get it. Okay, that's cool."
The reason why it sounds like that is because the first 2 chords I hit during that part underneath the solo, it's like da 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 da, and then it goes da 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 da, and that note right there, that da, is an accidental within the key, so it's actually out of the key. So
yeah, I noticed that.
Dad said it was like, dude, it was so fucking dick hard to write a solo over this random ass accidental that you thrown in, and I was like, well, sucks because it sounds good, so do it anyway. No,
that's hilarious.
You wrote the second verse.
Yeah. No, stop
No.
taking credit for everything, Alex.
Yeah, no. No.
We worked on this song with Tim. That's why I remember now.
No.
I'm not Tim.
Anyway, so yeah, so it was that's a fun that was a fun song to write, man. That was one that was like it was one of those that kind of wrote itself. It was very easy to write, and
Yeah,
it was very
that-
collaborative.
Yeah, when we all like got together, I think it took like
45 minutes.
45 minutes to write that song. Well, okay, yeah.
The first initial we had, it was like 45 minutes. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when songs just happen and then we all like it's just such a nice feeling when you just write. It's just
When we don't have to murder each other over parts.
yeah.
Absolutely. Also, fun fact, this is the only one that doesn't have like a different build-up. The other ones are all like this really cool epic thing. This one just ends the same way as I would expect most songs to end. So I was like, I expected a little bit more and I expected a build-up at the end there. But we go right into the next track, which is Chelsea Said. Now, let's talk about the name of this. First of all, I need to know the title because it's completely different from everything else. We haven't had anyone's names on tracks. Chelsea must have said something that really touched you.
Dude, Chelsea said there is no Chelsea. There's no Chelsea at all.
Was she grinning
Um,
when she said something?
No, it was I guess I
Yeah,
just
who is Chelsea? What's wrong with you? Who's Chelsea?
Chelsea's no one. There's no Chelsea.
Why is Chelsea then?
Chelsea Dagger.
It was a cool it was a cool name. I wrote this song about like someone else, and then I was like, well, I can't say their actual name in the title of the song.
Okay.
So I just changed it. So yeah.
Perfect. There's
Yeah.
the answer.
Yeah. There is no
Okay.
Chelsea.
So I love the darker new metal style here. The percussion forces the whole song to make your heart and head thump in a great way. And that bass, woo! That's literally what I wrote down. I couldn't believe it, man. The song just kept going, and I was like, man, there's so many things to say. I said such a great catchy chorus. What a solo. Love the soft to loud dynamic build up to that final chorus. I said yes, because I was so happy the buildup was back. And I said the final scream out of nowhere, just perfect. Perfect.
You should be a music journalist, Dan, because your analysis of music is very good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love music. I live for it, and I've had enough time with my sounds and effects class to kind of explain things. I still use the basics. I can't go.
You still use woo. 'Cause
Yeah,
sometimes that's
woo!
sometimes that's the best way to describe something. you
That
know?
needs to be in somebody's article when it comes to your band in the future.
You
They'll
know,
be like,
you know what's really funny just about like just music journalism or just like describing how music sounds like.
Yeah.
It's really weird because I'm a drum instructor and like I was teaching one of my students and I was having her learn like some like shuffle grooves or just like triplet grooves, and I was like, so it's kind of round. You want it to sound very round. And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Round? Like, yeah, you just like stop being so square. Like it's gotta be round, it's gotta be circular. Right? And she had no idea what the hell I was saying. So it's like just talking about music can just be weird as hell. It's like, yeah, I like how that sounds purple.
the
Like,
the
it's
terminology is
Death Clock
crazy.
meme. It's like
Yeah.
that Death Clock meme where it's like, oh, you know that song that goes like, oh yeah, that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, it's fantastic. But that is true. When you're describing music, you're gonna have the way of making it work for anybody that's like a first timer, especially for like drumming. Yeah, I would never know what round means either. I would be so incredibly lost at that point.
It's
Then like,
okay.
do you want me to go around the drum?
Yeah, I also don't know what I'm saying like 75% of the time, so we're in the same boat.
We're all human.
85% of the time, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You ever seen that meme?
What's that from?
It's just an old man mowing his lawn, and then he just says it out of nowhere. It's on YouTube. It's got like 1 million views or
Okay.
10 million views. I don't
Gotta
know.
love old men saying random shit. Let's see. I said what a solo. Okay, we went all the way through that. All right, now we got leaders. This was my second time hearing leaders. There's so many songs that ended up on the album, and I was like, son of a bitch, I should have checked before I was listening to the single versions. But it's always good to compare it just in case there is a difference, like we had with Falling Apart. Overwhelming experimental intro. very hard to read where it's going. And that's the best thing about it, is because you know when you're on this track, because it is so different from the other ones. So different.
Yeah.
This song was really fun.
There's over like a dozen time signature changes in that song.
It's not
Oh,
really a
man.
lot. I don't know. It's not.
There's over a dozen.
Uh,
I've counted it before. It's like 13.
it's
Oh,
not-
wow.
I
Literally
guess.
right over a dozen.
But it's not. It's not like too crazy. It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's like we're not Tool.
Whatever, Connor. Just have it be cool. God.
Wait, hey. When the drummer's like, there's not that many times signature changes. There's not that many times signature changes.
Whatever. Anyway, thank you. We really like that song. I mean, we don't play it as much live anymore, but it was really fun. And I don't know if you saw the music video or not, but we got to waterboard someone during the music video.
Yeah, we almost actually like killed someone. It was kind of cool.
You put it in
Um,
the video?
Yeah, it's footage of us waterboarding our friend.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And we it was like we legit waterboarded him. Like it
Of
like
course.
There's no there's
like we
can't fake that.
broke the Geneva Convention.
we broke international law.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's
George Bush would approve.
He was-
the Media Man
It's
Dan
enhanced
podcast
interrogation
does
tactic.
not
But I
represent
think,
the views
like,
of the guest.
the scariest part though is like we were like holding him down. Like we were holding him down and fucking waterboarding him.
Dude, so like, who was holding him down? It was you and Brad, right?
Me and Brad.
And then it was other Brad. And then I was doing the waterboarding. And dude, I just remember telling our friend Mario, and I'm like, listen, we're only doing this once because I'm fucking terrified of what's gonna happen because I've never done this before. So I need.
I've never
Like, hey, dude,
I've never drowned someone before.
waterboarded anyone before.
And then I had to make sure.
So
like, it was funny,
exciting.
It was like the one moment I was like directing to, because I had to tell the director, I'm like, listen, you have to film this perfectly, because if you fuck this up, he might not be down to do it again. So
Yeah.
it's just like,
Might be
we
a
gotta
l-
do this.
He might
And-
not be alive to do it again.
Yeah.
No, it was funny because like when I started dumping the water, like it only lasted like
It was
5
it was
seconds.
like 5 seconds of the max.
Dude, it felt like we were in that room for like an hour.
Dude,
it
it
was
was-
weird. Like, dude, we were like, dude, we are doing this.
Yeah, no, shout out Mario from State 5 because like he was such a trooper that day. Like there's also a scene where like I tackle him to the ground. We shot that like 6 times.
Oh my God.
And I like he was like, yeah, just full on tackle me, dude. Like cuz we wanted to get like the most realistic looking thing, and I fucking tackled this man like 6 times.
Is he a stunt man? Did he watch too much Jackass?
no.
Like
No,
this-
he's just Mario from State 5.
He's a singer.
he's a singer. There we go. That explains it. They love getting
Yeah.
tackled.
And the
Yeah.
funny thing too is that like the day of the shoot, did we have an original guy that was supposed to
Yeah.
be the one we waterboarded
Yeah.
and did all that? So he ended up not showing up or something like that. So then we had to scramble and find the one fucking guy at the music video shoot that's down to do it.
Well,
And
Oh
we
my
were
God.
We
"Let's do it."
also were like, who looks the most like a terrorist?
Oh God. Why would you say that? Why would
I
you
know.
say that? 'Cause we did not say
I'm just
that. We
kidding.
did
I'm
not
just
do that.
kidding.
Yeah, no, we were like, no, he was supposed to do an assassination attempt. So we were like, who looks like the shiftiest dude here?
The views of the guests do not represent the Media Man Dan podcast.
I'm kind of the wild card. I just kind of say what's on my mind. I have no filter. I'm sorry.
No, it's actually, I love it. Like I said, man, I'm all free speech about it. I love this. That you're literally talking about waterboarding somebody. Like it's just a nonchalant. Everybody does it in a music video. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Did you have the cloth
normal.
over their head?
if this.
Oh yeah, yeah, no,
It's legit. Like we fucking waterboarded this man.
I didn't. I just wanted to just for all future of my employers. I did not waterboard anyone. I was not in the room. I was not a part of this.
For all my future employers, we waterboarded someone, but it was fake, so it wasn't actually waterboarding. But we did waterboard him.
Oh my God, yes.
Anyway, the song is cool. Thanks, Dan.
Oh, of course, man. No problem. The best thing I love about it is this is the most thrashy type of your sound, and I really can see like that Slayer influence that you were talking about, Alex. And I think that really just the percussion of this track is so overpowering, and it works so well, like you said. That what I said, did I just say Alex? I'm so sorry, Connor. The percussion of this track is amazing, and I
man.
really love that, you know, everything about this. Like you got the time signatures down in your head, and you're like, it's so wild. It throws so many things at you during the track. You just like don't know where it's gonna go, and it is one of the hardest to headbang to, hands down.
Yeah.
So hard to headbang to this song. I don't know how reactors would do it. I would love to watch one of them.
We had a composer react to this song one time, and it was like he was breaking down all of the things, whatever, and I was like, oh, cool. He like bothered to count it out.
Yeah.
I was like, good for him. Like, yeah.
Did he
Fun.
head bob at all, or is he just standing?
No, he didn't head bob at all. No. He was just able to be like, oh, this is in this thing. Like we have it, like when we perform it live sometimes, we have this like fun thing where I'm like, if you can like count, if you can tell us the time signature of this intro, like Connor will give you a kiss. And we did have one person one time that was able to be like, it's in 22/8. And I was like, all right, good for you, you know?
And then I had to kiss them, and it was kind of weird.
It's great though.
I kind of didn't like it. I'll be honest.
Do you guys know how many let's see how many key changes there are in the song from Muse? What is that? Knights of Sidonia?
No.
No.
I believe 14.
Wow, I didn't know that actually. Holy crap.
Yeah, we had to analyze that for sounds and effects class, and he was like, just listen to this song. And I was like, I own this album and never knew this.
No, I never knew it either. It sounds so natural. That's crazy.
It does, because it has that constant rhythm and just the expectation that it's going to be that Old West sound. So the whole time you're just following that main melody, and you don't realize that it's going up every single time that he finishes the bar.
That's sick.
Yes.
No, here's
Very
this
subtle.
This may be a hot take, but I think that Muse is overrated, but also very underrated.
Correct.
You just said nothing.
No, like, no, like, you know what I mean, though.
Your opinion is
Um,
nothing.
I do think everything after Black Holes and Revelations, yeah, very overrated. But
Wait, what about Reapers?
Hold up. Yeah, no, I gotta step in there. Second Law
like,
is
dude,
like one of the most
you know,
wild albums.
I just
Yeah, or-
it hasn't hit as good as it has.
What
since Black
about
Holes
what
and
about Unnatural
Revelations.
Selection? That song fucks. Shut the fuck up, Alex.
Hysteria was the shit. Then they topped it, and then they just have not been able to top.
Dude,
Black holes.
you're crazy. You're
Out of
crazy.
all songs, the Hysteria, that makes sense though. You are a bassist.
I fucking. That's not even what the album's called. What's the album called?
Absolution.
There
Yeah.
you go. That fucking album is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that fucking album.
I
wish that
love
Muse would
Stockholm
do more-
Syndrome.
Yeah, dude, Stockholm Syndrome is
Such
a
a good
fucking
song.
great song. I wish they would do more shit like that.
That's
They
why
should.
they're not good anymore. 'Cause they don't do stuff like that anymore.
Wait, did you hear their new album?
Yeah, I heard the singles that came out, and I thought one of them was really great because, like, oh fuck, Muse is like they can get heavy.
Okay, good. You did hear that one. I was gonna say there's one rock song that's like really heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was not a big fan of the previous record that came out. I
Won't
just
Stand
thought it-
Down. That was the song. Sorry.
Yeah, I just did not. I didn't. What was the last record called?
Last one before that was shit.
It's like the 80s cyberpunk one.
Symmetry, Simulation Theory.
Yeah, I was not a big fan of that one.
It's-
That's the one that was like, yeah, I think I'll pass on this one.
I
Yeah.
gave up after Resistance.
Huh?
I gave up after Resistance.
The Resistance, man. That's such a good album, though.
Yeah,
No,
you're.
it's not.
Yeah, it is. You're an
There's-
idiot.
I'm
Okay,
just
so-
saying straight up, it's not good.
Second
There's a
Law.
lot of nothing going on in those.
No,
that
no.
album.
The nothing that's going on, those last three tracks, Second Law and The Resistance, well, I think Second Law only has two, but the instrumental tracks at the end, they just tell a story that the rest of the album doesn't. And most of the time you're stuck with like this really repetitive, like poppy kind of thing. Like, especially when you go the disco song in Second Law, you're like, what the fuck is this, Muse? What are we doing here? And then it just goes all the way over to Madness and stuff like that. Like, you're just
Wait,
getting
is that
cool
is
mix.
that Panic Station?
Panic Station, yes.
Dude, that song is so great. Like
It's so
that-
groovy.
Okay,
It's funk,
I
man.
respect your guys' opinion.
I
on
don't
it.
respect your opinion.
It's just, dude, Black Holes and Revelations was a fucking banging album, and they haven't come out with anything since.
You
You're not wrong.
because you're a silly goose.
It's
No,
just,
he's
they
not
were-
wrong.
Dude, they
It's
were
a good
like
album.
one of my favorite bands at the time, and then Resistance came out, and I'm like, what is this? I was expecting just they're gonna. I
Was
heard there
it-
gonna
was
be
it
some crazy
Uprising?
shit going on that album, but not like to that point. And I was like, okay,
The music video with the teddy bears didn't get to you.
no. Parkway Drive did a music video with teddy bears better.
Oh, hot take. No, I'm kidding. That's awesome. I agree that Black Holes and Revelations is one of the best albums by Muse. I do love Absolution as well. I think that that's probably my favorite when it comes to like their first style. Oh, actually, no. Origins of Symmetry is so good. There's so
Their
many
first
rock
4
tracks.
albums are just like, dude, they were like on a crazy trajectory. That's
But
why.
Showbiz was
Like,
crazy.
Point of Entry had like a weird
Yeah, Showbiz
production,
is
but
great.
Point of Entry, or is that what it's called? Or,
Showbiz?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It had a song that was Point of Entry or something like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the Blue album. It's the super blue album with the chick like floating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Showbiz.
That album's awesome. Origin of Symmetry was great, and then yeah.
Wild. They are such a cool band.
Brad? Wow. You hate Queen?
Do you like?
Dude,
Then how do
Brad-
you hate Muse?
dude, Brad is like, I just
He doesn't
can't.
like David Bowie.
He doesn't like
He
David.
actually
He
thinks
doesn't like
David Bowie's ass.
Yeah, he doesn't like David Bowie either. And it's like you wouldn't be here if David Bowie wasn't a thing.
No. Like you're not wrong with the star quality. I don't personally like David Bowie's voice.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But to say
It's not fine.
to say it's bad music.
No,
No.
I can't possibly say that unless I've heard everything. And
Yeah, Brad,
Y'all are just
Compare
you're
it.
you're
No,
lame.
dude.
You're
No,
lame.
y'all are just
You're
cowards.
lame.
Dude, you just can't say that. David Bowie is so fucking important to like
if
what
if
rock
something's gonna get us
music,
canceled,
prog,
it's gonna be
anything, art
it's gonna be
music.
you saying that David Bowie is trash. That's gonna be the thing that gets us canceled.
all
up.
right. To finish it off, because Leaders is
Yes,
the
let's-
last
let's get-
track
let's get
on
going.
the album, and then we'll go back into these new singles that we have, and they're fucking awesome as well. You have a megaphone part, which is reverberated, I believe. It sounds like that radio signal kind of thing. It reminded me of "Rockin' the Boat" from like Ice Nine Kills. I don't know if you guys could see. Oh, I didn't
yeah.
put it. It's over here. Anyway, yeah, I loved that part because it just gave me that vibe of like, oh, okay, cool. And I didn't realize that we were on the last track at that point. So my question is, when you originally put this together, was this supposed to be the last track?
So the enemy is actually the Leaders is the final track on that 6-track
Yeah.
EP.
Yeah.
So the enemy. Wait, I'm sorry. What part? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You're talking about the Leaders. You're talking
Yeah,
about
we're
you're
on
talk-
Leaders. It's okay.
We're still on Leaders. Okay. So you're talking about the bridge part where I'm doing the speech, right?
Yes.
Oh.
yeah, that's what he said. You
Oh,
fucking,
hell yeah. Well,
fucking
because we have a
ding-dong.
megaphone effect on the beginning of the enemy too. So shush. So
Open. Yeah. it's
shut
lo-fi.
up,
Yeah,
both
it's
of you.
di- it's
Holy
different.
crap.
The
Okay.
following track too. That's crazy.
Holy shit. Okay, so the bridge of Leaders. Fucking everybody else wanted me to take that part out of the fucking song, and I was like, no, I'm doing it, and I'm glad I did because
Yeah.
it's fucking sick. Yeah, I just
Well, we took it out for our live shows.
we put it actually over the intro, so we have intro tracks for all of our songs live.
Sick.
And it's just as like lead-ins and stuff like that, and so we put
Of
that
course.
monologue at the beginning of the intro track for that song, so it kind of helps like set the mood. Like you're in, like,
Perfect. Is it a
vibe.
anti-conformist message? Is that what that one's going for?
You know, it's like anti-authoritarian.
Anti-authoritarian.
Yeah,
Sweet.
of any stripe. So yeah,
Excellent. Well, this is a fantastic final track, and here is my rating for the EP. 5 out of 5. Perfect.
bam.
Woo!
Thanks, man.
Absolutely, guys. I was rocking with this. It was
Hot take,
so much
though.
fun.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, it's so good. Seriously, like it's so different, and it just shows your overall maturity with your sound after beginning in such a simple pop punk emo style to get to this point is just so cool, and I was so happy. And then I got into the singles before Happy came out, so I just played with Happy there. We have The Enemy, which you were just talking about, and oh my god, here's literally the first words. Oh, fuck yeah. Huge upgrade in the production and feel.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that changed from last year to this year was a change in producer and stuff like that. And the Truth Wake EP is a very cool vibe. Like it's a 90s nostalgic kind of vibe. Everything is really raw. There's no samples or triggers on the drums. There's not a lot of effects on the vocals. It's very dry. It's that kind of thing. But we wanted to kind of move more into like the modern metalcore space. And so
Yes.
now like everything is way heavier, way more intense, and way like in your face with the production. And that's super fun. So,
And the
yeah.
vocals are perfectly compressed. Like
Thanks,
it
man.
sounds so smooth. I'm a huge fan of like Lee Albrecht's production. I don't know if you know who that is. Like I was telling you guys,
what bands, what albums?
so he would do Seraphim, Crazy 88. He was working with Red Handed Denial, and then he has his own solo work that he's working with Jonathan Young on whenever they do covers together.
Yeah, Crazy 88 is freaking great. My favorite producer, well, my favorite mixer is Andy Wallace, but my favorite producer I would say is probably Howard Benson.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Howard, he's a god, right? Howard Benson's the best. Yeah.
I'm better than him.
Shut up. You're not. Like, not even close. Yeah, Howard Benson's a god, so yeah, we definitely.
What does he do? What did
he did? Don't say a goddamn thing. He did the
3 Days Grace.
Yeah, he did the big 3
He
Days
did 3 Days Grace.
He also did
Did he do Chalk Outline?
Star Records. He did All American Rejects. He did Paramore. He did some Trivium Records.
Oh, okay. So he's like he's goated with the sauce.
He is objectively goated with the sauce.
He's
yeah.
goated, Tucker. He's
Yeah,
goated with the
he's
sauce.
goated with the
Busting
sauce.
it down sexual style.
Quick question. Which Trivium album?
Shit, I don't know. I have no clue. It's one of the newer Trivium records.
Okay. Like
there's
what the
probably,
Dead
like-
Men Say?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know.
It's probably like
exactly,
blind leading the
but-
blind.
Oh, he did POD too. That was like his
What?
first big breakthrough.
Satellite?
Artist with POD. Yeah. No,
Satellite?
he did their first big record, the one with Southtown on it, and then he did Satellite after that.
Oh
So
my.
like yeah, that was his first breakthrough artist.
Well, thank you for another producer that I have to binge all the way through. I was just going to go through Rick Rubin, but now I have to add Howard
Oh,
Benson
you'd be
to everything,
Rick
man.
Rubin. You'd be listening to that shit for years. My God.
Yeah, he's been around for quite a long time. Apparently, he helped write what is it? We Will Rock You? Sorry, what am I going to say? Yeah, We Will Rock You from Queen.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
He
I was
is
going
one.
to say We Are the Champions. That's the same song, but I don't think he had that part.
Yeah.
But, just coming up with that boom, boom, clap to be that, enormously known throughout the world is insane. And that was partly him
He
which is
produced the
so
very
cool.
first rap records of all time.
with Beastie Boys.
No, like The Message by Grandmaster Flash, like that shit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he was
That's-
in New York.
Oh, you're
City
right.
doing
You're right.
that
Yes.
stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
That's some
he
good.
he was literally producing the first rap records of all time in his college dorm room at NYU in New York
That's
City.
fucking so sick.
It's so sick.
Did he do Hip Hop Delight?
I have no clue.
Okay. Because I know that's like the first rap song, technically. I have a hot take on this. I think the first rap song, if you actually were to look at the lyrics and the delivery of something, I Will Survive is probably one of the first songs I can consider hip hop if you took away the disco.
Shit. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to
that's-
re-listen to that with that new perspective.
Just the delivery on it alone is very hip hop, and that didn't exist yet. So I was like, this is probably what people listen to in order to get their flow down, especially like the younger rappers. I know that it was very clean before NWA, and
yeah.
there's some amazing artists that started out killing the genre in a good way. Let's see. I love the intensity of the track. What are we on? The Enemy. The percussion on this one, the crazy guitar and the screams. I said so cool. Oh my God, soft vocals and then back to kicking ass. There is so much to play with here. Vocally, musically, everything about this is just so cool and so modern. Like you said, you really amped it up to match that modern metalcore sound. Speaking of modern metalcore, what bands have you been like listening to recently?
Bad Omens.
Makes sense.
Bad Omens. Yeah, I love Bad Omens. Dayseeker.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
love their vocalist.
Rory's a god. Rory's
Dude,
an
I don't
absolute
even
god.
know. I always want to put them in like the top 10 bands of all time, but I'm always like, they're just so new. They're just so new. I can't do that.
I know they're Orange County too. They came from Orange County.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, they're awesome. I would put like I'd say Caskets is really good. I'd say
Yep.
Volumes is up there.
Fantastic.
Volume's not really metalcore.
Their
though.
newest record is for sure.
I guess.
Yeah, it's way less gent, way more.
Did you
metalcore.
know Nico worked with somebody from Volumes?
I know.
That's
Yeah,
so crazy.
I know. Freaking super jealous over here, man. For real.
But
I'd say
hey-
Ice Nine Kills though is definitely one of the best like modern metalcore bands for sure.
I
Yeah.
truly love. I mean, it got my fiance to listen to metal, so that was a very good thing for me. We got into horror through Scream, and she just loves listening to Your Numbers Up all the time.
I
She's
think,
like
I think
totally
what
into that.
makes like Ice Nine Kills so good is that it kind of is just like if Panic at the Disco, instead of no, and I mean this in like the best way possible.
Okay, how's like
especially because like I saw them live for my 21st birthday with Slipknot,
yeah,
and I was like, this is just like if Panic at the Disco went metal instead of pop, and it's really good. Like the theatrics, the just like his voice, like very Brendan Urie type vibes.
yeah.
And it's they're great.
Except
Let's
for
see
the
if-
snare for some reason.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
Dude,
Dude, it
their
was
drummer
like
snare-
the loudest thing for some
Oh.
reason. It
Oh,
was-
that's not good.
that's not what Slipknot sounded like.
Definitely
No.
not. No.
no, I'm not a big fan of his snare tone.
But speaking of Slipknot, do you think that Slaughter to Prevail is the deathcore version of Slipknot?
I don't think so. I think that they're like their own thing.
Okay.
I think maybe a lot of people will make that comparison because of the masks.
No,
But-
I was going with the drums.
Oh. I don't really listen to a lot of Slaughter to Prevail, but
Just listen to the Agony. I think that's like, I think it's just called Agony. That song is so cool. Also, I just love the vocals of Alex. He's fucking insane.
yeah.
My like metalcore listening right now, I kind of go back to the old stuff,
Mhm.
like Trivium, As They Lay Dying, Parkway Drive. But then yeah, I do Bad Omens, Wage War.
Yeah.
And just started listening to I Prevail, and then like some people don't consider them metalcore, but Beartooth, like they have moments where they're pretty metalcore.
Dude, they're close to hardcore. Like seriously,
they
I
get-
don't
they
know
get
how
pretty-
Caleb does it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's where like a lot of like my inspiration comes from. Like a lot of their like if I'm not doing like 0-0 chugs, if
Yeah.
I'm, like riffing through like different chords, like it's more of a Beartooth thing than it is like trying to write like a crazy riff.
I have something about chugs on here. I thought I did. I don't know. We'll go back to it. Either way, that's a sick lineup. Personally, I've been listening to a band called Phineas. I found them in 2021 because
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw one of my favorite people on Instagram just like promoting it. They're like the best album of the year. I'm like, wait, what? Seriously, how could that be like the best? I've never even heard of this band. I think I got one of their albums like $1 for like a Face Down collection or something like that. It was like get 20 albums for $20. I was like, hell yeah. So I got that album. I was like, it's fine. That was before I got into like really heavier stuff. So I listened to the album The Fire itself, and I was blown away, man. I've been hooked on the first song, Eternally Apart. Just played it for my friend the other day, and he was like, you know why you like it? Because it's Kill Switch Engage. I'm like, well, you're not wrong, but at the same time, it's a modern Kill Switching. No, that's not possible because they're still going. I think Kill Switch is one of my favorite bands of all time, hands down my favorite metalcore band. And yes, I also love Ice Nine Kills. But I also love For Today. I think their bass drops, which is what Jared Along of Crazy 88 called them jokingly. He had the band names. He's like bass drop. I was like, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. But yeah, For Today is probably my favorite when it comes to like the screamier that are so well done. Like his enunciation is insane. Maddie should have stayed a vocalist instead of a preacher, but maybe he's
That's
doing great
sick.
things.
I'll check them out. I haven't heard of them, so I'll check.
You've never heard For Today?
No,
Do you know Maddie from let's see, Memphis Mayfire?
I know of that, but I've never listened to. it.
Okay, just check out their song "Break the Cycle" together because I think Maddie Mullins helped him write that one. So
Sick. I will
that's
check
one of their best. Yeah. All right, final tracks. JAD. Oh, I said hello again, big booming bass. Love the vocals from you on this one. So confident and reminds me of Trevor from TFK at times. So cool.
Thanks, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. And I said the screams are really complementing the newer sound, and I love the smooth, soft rock outro of this track.
Dude, okay, so we went through several iterations of what that outro should be.
Didn't we
were
have like
going
a
back
2-hour
and forth
argument about this
of
song?
like, should we make it like heavy as fuck? Should we make it just like a version of the intro? What should we do? Whatever. And then we just like decided to take this slow part that was originally going to be an extended bridge and then just stick it at the end of the song. And like, it's the best decision we ever made with this song. Like,
Oh, yeah.
totally, yeah.
One of my favorite songs that got me into metal is called In Time. It's by Demon Hunter. Their final
Ooh, I know Demon Hunter.
Yeah, their final part of that song is literally stripping away everything that the song is. So it goes all the way down to acoustic guitar from the original metal riff that it started with.
That's sick. Yeah, we thought it captured the because even though the song is heavy as shit and it's going the whole time and stuff like that, it's very like sad and mournful song. So I think
Definitely.
we wanted to add a section in there that like captures that, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Now, the final single, which I reacted to horribly with the worst connection on the planet Earth. I'm going to throw my computer into the sun. It's ridiculous that I had to deal with that shit. Perfect modern power metal ballad with just excellent vocals from you and the young lady from Hoity Toity. I don't know if I'm saying the name. Is that correct?
Yeah, Hoity Toity.
Yeah,
You got it.
Hoity-toity's right.
All right, cool. And I said the build up and the production and just everything is literally perfect. I love that you guys have this as one of your tracks. I'm hoping that this will end up on your next EP or LP, whatever you have planned, and like just be like maybe a final track or something that just really takes you away from the heavier side and just gives you that here's a nice little song and then back to the screams again.
Thanks, man. We always got to do, Undone was kind of like the ballad of last year, so we always got to have one that's a little bit different and a little chiller, just because that's a side of us that we like to do. So we're so happy that you like it, man, because it is sort of like the black sheep of the family this year. It's kind of like the odd kid in class, but some people, are really liking it, and which thank God, So
Yeah, because that song like means a lot to me, especially because like I wrote all the instrumentals for that song, like guitar, bass,
almost all
Well, you did the bridge
and the ending.
Okay, shut up.
I wrote the bass line, of course.
All right. Well, anyways, I did most of the work on this song, and it just means a lot to me because I went through like a pretty bad breakup like a couple years ago, and that's what this song is about. I don't hate the person. I actually still care about her a lot, but at the end of the day, like, you just gotta move on and just
hope they're happy.
Yeah, hope they're happy.
That is a wonderful thing. I hope that my ex is burning in hell for all eternity. So
I feel that.
But I really appreciate that you guys got to talk with me about all of your songs as a whole. Like, it has been just the most entertaining experience as an interview of I love that you guys are so blunt. I love that you guys are so honest about everything and just like telling each other to fuck off in the middle of the interview. This is exactly what I go for. Like, anybody that's like, Dan, keep it more professional. Don't you want to get a job in radio? Fuck radio. I don't want to be censored.
Fuck radio.
Podcast Central.
Podcast Central. That's what's up.
That's what you need to do.
For the final question for all of you guys, you have traveled through pop punk, emo, punk rock, hard rock, alt metal, close to metalcore, heavy metal, thrash metal. What is next?
Country.
Jazz. No, literally jazz. It's literally jazz.
Bluegrass.
Dude, you don't fuck with it. No, but it's actually jazz. Wait, and you will hear jazz from us.
That is so cool. And I believe it. I believe it. If you have the instrumentation, of course. I don't know how it works with all of the regular rock set. All right, guys. Thank you so much, seriously, for joining me. It is an absolute honor to be in your presence after hearing all of your music. I am a super fan. I would love to know, and I bet everybody listening would also love to know if they're still here, unless you guys are pussies that can't handle some swearing. This is the most important question: how can we support you? How do we get some merch? How do we get hooked up with some albums? I would love to blast this in my car on CD. Do you guys have a CD?
You bet you fucking do. You go on Against the you can actually, we have a shop in our Instagram page, on our Facebook page, and also at againstthesunband.com. And Shopify. So we just go there, order the merch. We even have an affordable bundle of merch where you can get like a sticker, a shirt, and a CD for a reduced price.
Oh, hell yeah.
Go and do that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, order fast because we're almost out.
Yeah,
Go, do it.
please give us money. I don't want to work my job.
Yeah, but just stream the music, enjoy the music, buy it if you can, and just like share it too. The biggest issue for right now for small artists is getting new listeners. So like just tell your friends and your family and people who like music, just share our shit and get them to listen to us as well, because that will sort of like snowball. And like literally like 3 years ago we had like 87 monthly listeners, and now we have like over 11,000, right? And it's just from like slowly grinding it out and like slowly getting people like you, Dan, to be into it, and slowly like growing that audience. So just help us with that, and that would be great.
Best thing you guys can do is always share any artist that you love. Just let everybody know, no matter how annoying it is, unless you are contacting that artist to tell them how great they are. That's kind of annoying. But like, seriously, make sure that you guys are always giving support to everybody that you love. I love Against the Sun. I hope they go on tour with Rise Against the Current. Let's see, Rage Against the Machine, all of the Againsts. This could be the most Against tour of all time. Yeah.
Sick.
Absolutely sick. And you guys are absolutely sick. Thank you for joining me again. I really hope everybody else had a great time with this as well. Make sure that you guys check out the links down below for all of their information. Other than that, have an awesome night and stay safe out there. Peace.
Bye.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you for tuning in to the Media Man Dan podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks for listening, have an awesome day, and stay safe out there. Peace.